Make a plan, Wildcats. Set a meeting place outside the venue with your loved ones for after the ceremony. The use of flash photography is prohibited. Know your exits. Take a moment to find the exit route nearest you. It may not be where you entered. As a courtesy to all participants, please silence your cell phone and other electronic devices now. Hey Wildcats, do you know where you're meeting your loved ones after the ceremony? Make a plan to meet them outside the venue.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the Spring 2025 Convocation for the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture, or CAPLA. Today, we celebrate graduates from the fall and winter of 2024, as well as spring and summer of 2025. Congratulations. You are now part of the Wildcat family. Bear down and viva los gatos. My name is Beth Weinstein. I'm Acting Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Associate Professor of Architecture, and I have the great honor of serving as your Master of Ceremonies today for the Convocation. We welcome everybody joining us here in the beautiful Centennial Hall and extend a warm hello to those tuning in via live stream, families, friends, and loved ones from near and far. Welcome. As we close out the spring semester, we look back not only on the challenges we faced, but also the growth and resilience and the joy that have shaped this very special moment. We've learned new ways of working, new ways of thinking, and most importantly, the value of coming together. Let us be especially grateful for this moment, for our graduates, resplendent in their achievements, and for everyone here who came to cheer them on. Today is your day. Congratulations. To begin, we wish to acknowledge those who came before us in this place. We respectfully acknowledge that the University of Arizona is on the land and territories of indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being home to the O'odham and Yaqui, and the university strives to build sustainable relationships with sovereign native nations and indigenous communities through educational offerings, partnerships, and community service, some of which we do right here at CAPLA. Before I introduce our dean, I'd like to make a few requests of you in the audience. First, please silence your mobile devices. Second, we kindly ask you to refrain from coming forward to take photographs. A professional photographer will take photos of each student as they cross the stage, and these photos will be available to you for free. Third, please remain seated throughout the ceremony, except in case of emergencies, like trips to the restroom, removing crying babies or grandmothers, or similar situations that necessitate getting up and moving about. And finally, enjoy this momentous occasion. It's now my honor to introduce the Dean of CAPLA, Nancy Pollock-Elwand. Dean Pollock, let's give her a round of applause. Nancy Pollock-Elwand, Dean, joined us in 2017. Prior to that, she served as the Dean of the Faculty of Environmental Design at the University of Calgary in Canada, and before that, as head and chair of the School of Architecture, Landscape Architecture, and Urban Design at the University of Adelaide in Australia. Drawing on her experience in cultural landscape practice and scholarship, Dean Pollock-Elwand's research focuses on the historical context of landscapes and the preservation of World Heritage Sites. Notably, she served as co-chair of a UNESCO evaluation panel reviewing World Heritage nominations, and she was recently appointed as vice president of the Advisory Committee of ICOMOS, the International Council on Monuments and Sites. Since joining CAPLA, our dean, Nancy, has spearheaded our college's transformative journey with 2 robust 5-year strategic plans which have driven significant expansion in our undergraduate and graduate programs. Please join me in welcoming Dean Nancy Pollock-Elwand.
This won't be too long, but you should sit. Well, thank you, Beth, and to our students, our faculty, our staff, and esteemed colleagues who are here today, as well as all of our guests, welcome. And a heartfelt thanks for joining us this afternoon. Today is a day of celebration, a moment to recognize the extraordinary accomplishments and many stories of our graduating students, and there are many, but you will hear a few of them today. It is also a day of deep appreciation. So let's begin by acknowledging some of the incredible people who have been instrumental in your success, class of 2025. First, to the faculty that are here on stage. Yes, let's hear it. And the staff who are present here, that were also at the reception, are also present in the audience here today. You have guided and supported these students throughout their journey at CAPLA. And this is a very special relationship, and it's one that I've seen maintained over the years between faculty and staff and the students who graduate. So thank you all. Next, to your classmates, your collaborators, your critics, your friends forever, who walked beside you through the late nights, every studio critique, and every breakthrough that you had. Thank you. And most importantly, to your families and caregivers and friends, those who have given you the time, the resources, and the encouragement to get to this point. Now, I'm going to do something a little different off script here. I'm actually going to ask, normally we do it the other way around, I'm going to ask the faculty to rise, and I'm also going to ask the staff, and also friends and family that are here, those who are able to please stand. And so your graduates can find you and express their appreciation. This was done last night at the stadium, and these people made a lot of noise, so I'm going to ask them in 3, 1, 2, 3, to express their appreciation as loud as they can. Is that all you have? Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, faculty. Now, it's always hard at this point to calm everyone down, but you're going to have your opportunity. So thank you, family and caregivers and friends and faculty and staff. And also thank you, students, for the outstanding work that you have done through this period of time, through extraordinary times. And as I look out upon you this afternoon, I know there are so many stories, your challenges and successes, that reflected for you the strength and the spirit and resilience that you have. So speaking of resilience, I'd like to take a moment also to acknowledge the fact that some of you, many of you, began your journey during COVID, navigating your education from kitchen tables, on your lap, in the living room, on the floor, on your stomach, and makeshift desks, often far away from the energy of the campus and also the camaraderie of in-person studies, the friends that you have around you. Yet you adapted, you persevered, you designed, you planned, you dreamed, and you built community together, despite the distance. And today you arrive at this point in your journey through strength and creativity and unwavering commitment to the work you do and the work that you will do in the future. That sense of community, the one that you built all together, has carried you through triumphs and through heartbreak. We acknowledge that not all of your classmates are with us today. Brian Brown, a Bachelor of Architecture student who would have graduated alongside you today, passed away before reaching this moment. We honor his memory today and hold this space in our hearts for his presence. And your compassion has echoed through the years. Just weeks ago, we lost another student, Vianney Francos, who passed away from a traffic accident, was in the second year Bachelor of Architecture class, and this class is facing the same kind of heartbreaking loss. But it was this class here, this graduating class, who reached out to those students in the second year. What I saw was their empathy and their care, and they offered support in ways that exemplified the best of what you are and also what this CAPLA community is. At CAPLA, we like to say we are building a better world. That's our vision. Simply put, we aim for our graduates, and that's all of you, to be equipped to enrich our built environments, all of ours. You're making them more just, more equitable, and more livable. And today you stand ready to advance that very vision in your chosen fields. And you will make a difference in countless ways, I've no doubt. Now, some of your family and friends and siblings and so on may be here and not quite sure what you actually will be doing for the years to come. So I'll just give you a sampling. They'll be introducing innovative, sustainable construction methods and materials into our professions and industries. They'll be fostering public dialogue and policy making that bridges community divides. They'll be ensuring access to affordable housing for urban and rural populations alike. And they'll be conserving our precious water, our energy, and cultural heritage resources. And they'll be building and creating zero-carbon buildings and resilient neighborhoods, and so much more. The goals you pursue are vital to the well-being of our society and everyone in this room. And we thank you, dear students, for your creativity, your foresight, your passion, and perseverance. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Now it's my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Diane Jacobs. Diane Reichert Jacobs, FAIA, is a CAPLA alum who graduated from what was then known as the College of Architecture with a BArch, or Bachelor of Architecture, in 1988. She's an architect, a teacher, an activist, and she's the founder of Holly Street Studio in Phoenix, Arizona, a firm dedicated to creating places in the public realm. Diane is the recipient of the 2016 Arizona Architects Medal. She was recognized as CAPLA's Alumna of the Year in 2017, and she was elected to the National American Institute of Architects College of Fellows in 2021, which is one of the highest honors an architect can achieve. She's a frequent participant here in all things CAPLA as a reviewer of student work. She's a member of the Futures Council, as well as a parent of a recent CAPLA graduate, Xander Jacobs, class of 2024. She's also the wife and partner of a not-so-recent graduate of CAPLA, or CALA, Michael Jacobs, class of '86. Diane brings both a local and a worldly perspective to the practice of architecture. endeavoring to, above all, set the stage for good work to come to fruition, whether it's a backyard shed or the new Sidney Poitier Film School at ASU. She believes in the value of our collective professions to care for one another, to create powerful solutions, and address our biggest challenges as one, with urgency, intelligence, and grace. Please welcome Diane Jacobs.
Thank you, Beth. To say that this moment is supercharged with emotion for me is a massive understatement. I'm so pleased to be invited to be here and to celebrate all of you, class of 2025. Truly, congratulations. When one is asked to deliver a commencement address, there are a few options. There's the speech about how it's so hard to believe that time flies. There's the one about all the great things you're going to do, and of course, there's the fan favorite. As probably one of the oldest people in the room, let me teach you a thing or two. After a couple days in the studio listening to your capstone presentations, it is you, class of 2025, who have taught me. All those things that Nancy remarked about you will be doing. You may not realize that you're going to be doing these things, but indeed you will, and much sooner than imagined. I'm an architect. I'm still learning. Our careers are long and sometimes maddening, but always adventurous. So lucky you, no long and lofty words of advice today, just a little bit of a story. No, I'm not ready to do that just yet, but since this speech is so long overdue, thank you, Jeff, I'm going to have to be the one to at least begin. Today I stand with all of you and I offer an unfinished, daunting, meandering, and wonderful account of my pursuit of what turns out to be truth, beauty, and love, through and toward the practice of architecture. These three powerful ideas have cropped up without me even knowing, time and time again, in good times and in bad. Perhaps these three things might resonate with you. I arrived in Tucson, as Beth said, in 1988. I arrived in Tucson in 1983 and graduated in 1988. Do the math. The words art major were crossed off my then handwritten college application, and I headed straight into what was then called the College of Architecture. The metal letters, architecture, I think Chuck Albanese has them in his living room, graced the regal red university block. I was the first in my family to go to college, and all I thought about were these letters. At night, they were backed by neon, believe it or not, bright colored neon, so the serious architecture and architecture school was not that serious, it turns out. When you went into the Centrum, which is now called the Sun Gallery, there was a giant, and I mean giant, Ticonderoga pencil suspended above that gallery, where old drawing tables fitted with parallel bars, some of you might know what those are, were crowded below. At least I thought these people had a sense of humor. I had no idea what I was getting into, and was one of a very small number of young women to boot. I did not enter this field with any aspirations to think of beyond embracing a career that seemed, well, important. My dad suggested it. That's it. I'm first in my family to go to college. My folks said they'd pay for it on the condition that the name of my major was also the name of an actual job. Okay. I figured I could always become an artist later, but I knew that independence and contributions to society were non-negotiable. Plus, with people dropping out after the first year left and right, to me it was a challenge, kind of a dare to myself, which was even more powerful than any love of architecture could produce. What I found could not have been described in any course catalog. Ink and balsa wood, green structures paper, project assignments that were so open-ended and so demanding of detail, it took every bone in my body not to run away for a logical major that seemed way more doable, like, I don't know, rocket science, organic chemistry, accounting. Even those sounded easier to me than architecture. We were demanded of, we were critiqued, we were stretched. Project assignments were vague and contradictory. No clear understanding of what it would take to get an A, which really, really bothered me. We were obliged to prove that any poetic proposition could withstand the forces of gravity, elegantly grace the landscape, and solve all the world's problems of people, planet, and economic prosperity. What? We were like 18, 19, maybe 20 years old at the time. Our professors, like yours, were tough. But like yours, they believed in us. And somehow, if you were bold or maybe naive enough to trust the process, you'd end up stepping through platform 9 3/4 and never turning back. More than answering a dare, when I was at the College of Architecture, I learned to see. Let me just say about the College of Architecture that I am super proud to be an architect. I don't know what my dad was thinking, but he knew what he was saying. I'm extra supersonically proud of being a CAPLA graduate. I've made lifelong friends here, one of whom I married. I learned to stand on my own 2 feet while dreaming big, accepting daunting challenges, collaborate with people I didn't always feel like collaborating. Remember, that never stops. Ideate and mostly learn to back up ideas with truth, infuse them with beauty, and proceed to the difficult task of actually building with an oversized, much-needed dose of love. These have been my takeaways from this magical place, still so incredibly relevant today. It turns out that in my line of work, it's just as maddening as it is being in studio and not knowing what to present the next day. But almost always, it's beyond worthwhile. I would not trade my education here for the world. Thank you, CAPLA. So finally, in 1988, I graduate, and I knew what architecture was all about, as do you, and landscape architecture and planning and sustainable built environments. You are probably the smartest class to leave this college. I thought it was all about social justice, and what better place to start a career like that but in Boston. Big and small, old and new, tight urban spaces. Did you know that there are more architects per capita there than any other American city? Oh, my goodness. The offices were giant with drafting rooms. There were Harvard lectures just across the Charles. It was so exciting. I was so thrilled to be in Boston until it wasn't. Talk about truth. The drafting rooms were all about production. There was no iPod or iPad, telephone. There was terrible coffee, and there were very, very serious people. Very much unlike the studio environment I thought it would be like. The drafting rooms were about, as I say, production, minute details, but most of all, efficiency. The beauty, well, that was the concern of other people. And they seemed more focused disproportionately toward running a business and pleasing clients. I lost sight of the pretty pictures in the brochures. I did not love my job. And to make matters worse, in 1990, computers showed up. I thought it would all blow over. So boring, so technical, but here I was, the lease signed far from home, and just as before, I could not resist a good dare. I worked hard, I listened harder, I did my homework, I drew what I knew, and I kept the learning going. After a cold winter and spring and many, many bus rides where I continued to fantasize about finding another gig, something happened. With the cold winter melting in Boston, stuff was getting built. and I was in the field as much as possible, answering, selecting, shaping. With every passing week, the method to the madness began to make sense through the same lens again. On site, truth is always laid bare. Mistakes and beauty are revealed. The best part of all of it was that clients were falling in love. Well, not the romantic kind of love, but the love that comes from being heard, from being given a place to thrive, and in my case, working on a pediatric hospital in Providence, Rhode Island, where places for families and healing could occur. I was also beginning to find what my own superpowers as an architect were. Listening closely, being bilingual, having the ability to break down complex ideas into clear explanations, draw concepts quickly, keep an open mind, and connect intention with craft. I learned to build. Eventually, fast forward to 1995, the desert that I had learned to design in, along with my family, beckoned me back. It was time to return. The lessons from Boston too powerful for me to practice in what was, at that time, predominantly a developer-driven world in Phoenix. So in what might have been seen as a temporary moment of insanity, at least my parents thought so, Holly Street Studio, which is named for our 1921 bungalow in downtown Phoenix, along with our first child, Samuel, was born. Talk about a dare. A few short months later, my life partner also became my business partner. Michael walked into the front bedroom and said, "Scoot over. We need to buy another, yes, computer." And then another kid. Triple dare. Was it worth it? I don't know. The jury's still out. In those years, Michael and I designed a lot of ramps. It was a far cry from the pediatric hospitals I learned to do in Boston. We renovated things, we made additions, we cleaned up people's messy floor plans, and we created good, honest solutions, which would never, ever land on Instagram today. But these little interventions, you see, they were being built with design and service to clients on our own terms, no matter how many people would ever see them. The feeling of providing something of value became contagious. We continued to make lifelong friends. We kept our couple of friends and still do. Those friends, some of them became lifelong clients. Not a bad outcome, even without making the cover of the magazine yet. Eventually, Holly Street Studio expanded, and we were able to take on bigger projects, more dares. One of the first being a little pool house for the city of Phoenix in Maryvale, which then garnered our first AIA award. One thing led to another, and I stopped imagining what another gig might be for me, just barely. And years later, we've been able to do some projects I'm so proud of. ASU's Mix Center, the Fay Gray Recreation Center, the museum at the Scottsdale Railroad Park, and we added and added, little by little, more to our portfolio. Turns out, in those magazines, in the words of others, our projects were known for what? Truth, clean, straightforward, and expressive forms. Beauty, respect for nature, and the lessons it shares with us. Color, harmony, rhythm, but my favorite is love. Caring for those who use and are infused in each building as the makers, the inhabitants, and the gatherers. Seems like, for the rest of us, or at least for us, a practice gets made, and then it gets made, and then it gets made again. There's no destination, really. No matter how strategic plans get summed up at the end of the year, usually the business people want to know what they are, and you try very hard to put them together, but strategic plans and architecture don't always mix. Eventually, you do the hard work with heart, and after a while, someone else reviews your work and tells you that you may have hit the mark or may or may not have set so many moons ago. And then someone asks you to deliver a commencement speech. And it forces you to look back some more. Today, I see so much that I never imagined possible. I learned to practice. Along with learning to practice, I was able to create a beautiful life, and you will too. The life of someone in the field of architecture and landscape architecture and form giving is a special one. You travel, you meet people from all walks of life. You enjoy all the colors and sounds and tastes and smells and textures that not everyone will have the lens to see. But you will, and you will use it wisely. We're forever surrounded and keen to notice and perhaps to indulge even in both the useful and the beautiful while we're on our way to creating the same. Just don't forget to build it as you move along. A charmed life, and as always, including today, in very good company. So now, as they say, class of 2025, it's your turn. Don't think about it too much. I dare you, I double, triple dare you. I know beyond any doubt that you too have what I have, a degree, friends, eyes, and heart to compose and design. And now, again, it's time to build. Whether it's a shed or a hospital or a riparian habitat or a festival or a book or a Feed the Neighborhood event, your presence and participation is essential, not just to build, but to also unbuild, plant, plan, teach, write, and everything in between. Maybe you don't have to make the world a better place, but simply put, just make places better places. One crazy and useful idea at a time. Perhaps you might find it useful to see it through the lens of truth, beauty, and love, or whatever words get you there and keep you grounded as you go. I believe most of you will, like me, never really feel ready, but you are, without a doubt, ready at least to begin. Congratulations.
Thank you, Diane, for such inspiring words. And I just want to echo, dare yourselves to realize those dreams. Before we turn to our graduates, I'd like to invite Jacob Woods of the class of 2025 Bachelor of Architecture to share a few words in memory of Brian Brown.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Woods, and I want to start by thanking my class for being here today, as seeing everyone makes me all the more nervous being up here. As architecture students, we've all spent way too many late nights in the studio, squinting at Rhino, fighting with printers, and convincing ourselves that caffeine is a perfectly balanced meal. We've all had those moments where our models collapsed just before a critique, or when we looked at our designs and thought, why didn't I change this or that? Yet somehow, despite all the chaos, we've made it. We're here today, standing together as graduates, ready to take on the world of design. Today is a time to celebrate all that we've accomplished, but it's also a time to remember someone who should have been standing here with us today. Brian Brown was an integral part of our community, and his absence is deeply felt as we reach this milestone. Brian was one of the first people I became close with when I arrived at this school. From day one, he made an impact with his easygoing nature and genuine friendship. He helped me make the challenges of this program feel a little more manageable. His presence, from beginning until the end, was a source of inspiration and steady energy. He was a part of our late-night studio sessions, a fellow dreamer with a passion for architecture, always bringing a unique perspective to everything that we did, or simply sharing a laugh when things got tough. For those of you who knew Brian, you knew he brought the energy, kindness, and eagerness to our group. His contributions, big and small, helped shape our shared experiences in the early years, and we carry those memories with us as we move forward. As we look ahead to the future, let's remember, we're not just architects of buildings, we're architects of each other's journeys here at CAPLA. And in every design we create, we carry with those a little piece of the people who have helped us get here. To Brian's family, thank you so much for being here today. Your presence reminds us that this ceremony is not only about achievement, but also about memory, connection, and the people who shape our lives. We are deeply honored to share this moment with you, and we carry Brian's memory with us in all that we celebrate today. So here's to Brian Brown, and to all of us who've shaped each other's paths along the way. Let's continue to build a future that honors all the people and moments that help create it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Jacob, for your heartfelt words and for honoring Brian's memory so beautifully. As we continue with today's celebration, let's carry that spirit of connection and community with us into this moment and into the future that you're all about to build. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge our graduating CAPLA student ambassadors. These students generously volunteered their time to lead tours, to meet with prospective students, assist with events, and so very much more. Today, 13 of our ambassadors are graduating. I ask you to please stand and be recognized so we may thank you for your service. Now it's my pleasure to invite Sati Brown to get to the stage to give the graduate student address. Sati Brown is from Laverne, California. She's a home building professional and residential investor with 20 years of experience. After earning her undergraduate degree in business and human resource development, she pursued a master's in real estate development to further elevate her skills. Overcoming personal setbacks, Sati's journey led her to this moment. She co-founded the Building Better Alliance, served as a CAPLA ambassador, earned a 4.0 GPA in the MRED program, and continued her philanthropy work with Phi Sigma Pi. Her future includes plans to author a book on business acumen and build the triplex that she's designed. Please come to the stage, Sati.
As in all things academic, let's try this and see how it goes. Friends, faculty, staff, and family, I start by thanking you for allowing me the opportunity to share how incredible this journey has been for me, and my belief that I am not alone. I want to acknowledge that I'm not standing here today on my own merit, because trust me when I say I prayed my way through every class, every deadline, and every assignment. I am here today because my bestie, God, was with me. The University of Arizona's College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture, CAPLA as we call it, has a mission set in building a better world. This is where they got me. Those 4 words, fueled by the incredible aptitude of our faculty and fellow classmates, ignited a fire in me that made me challenge myself daily, both inside and outside of this program. Even as an Arizona online student from 500 miles away, I could feel the intensity this group brought to the table. And I think we have each other to thank for the impact we will all make next in building that better world together. They say we are the sum of who we surround ourselves with. While iron has certainly sharpened iron here today, it was our ability to remain coachable that allowed us to grow to new levels. I will take that a step further and say it is our adaptability that will carry us going forward. Being adaptable means embracing and even initiating change instead of resisting it. It means staying ahead of industry trends and viewing challenges not as roadblocks, but as building blocks to the future. The most future-proof professionals stay curious, stay open, and they stay ready. In the toughest of times in my life, and often through this incredible journey, I would remind myself to just place one foot in front of the other and not look back. Before I knew it, I had traveled so far that I had left behind the version of me who had doubts. In the same way, CAPLA, graduate class of 2025, we were forged in fire here and came out without the smell of smoke. We are not the same anymore. Turns out, building that better world started with the change in us. Bear down.
Thank you, Sati, for sharing such inspiring words and capturing the essence of your journey. I now ask the graduating students from the Master of Real Estate Development, Master of Science in Urban Planning, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Science in Architecture, and Master of Architecture to make your way row by row to the right, heading along the west wall to exit Centennial Hall and then access the stage. And I also want to ask Christopher Doman to please go to the other podium. As our students are making their way to the stage, we honor a tradition that dates back over 8 centuries, a hooding ceremony, a hallmark including academic regalia and honoring the achievements. The master's gown, which you will see in the hooding, has long, close sleeves with square ends and a slit at the elbow for the arm. The velvet edging of the master's hood bears the traditional blue-violet of all of the professions related to the built environment: architecture, landscape architecture, urban design, urban planning, and real estate. And so, although we're not joined by all of our 2025 graduates tonight, we celebrate with those present in person and also via live stream. So I'm going to be asking various members of the faculty, Daniel Kuhlman, who will be assisting with the hooding of the MRED students first, and also the director of the School of Landscape Architecture and Planning, Lori McMillan-Johnson, if you could get ready for the students when they wind their way around the outside. This might also be a good moment for everybody to remember to hydrate in case you have forgotten to take a sip of water.
The Master of Real Estate Development. Sati Brown.
I forgot to read some instructions, so bear with me for one moment, please. Graduates, once your name is called, not only cross the stage to stand in front of the riser to be hooded, but then proceed not down the stairs, but back through the curtains to have your photograph taken. Please don't forget that. You'll receive an alumni scroll, be congratulated by the dean and the school director, and then move off to the stage to the right. And thank you again, Christopher Doman, Associate Professor of Architecture, for introducing the graduates tonight. As a reminder to everybody in our audience, please do not come forward to photograph the students. And now we'll proceed. Thank you.
Tim Littlejohn. Charles Cooper. Rachel Goldman. J. Lynn Anderson. Trevor Henson. Gabriel Gutierrez. Justin Arnaldo. John Ross Tanner. Michael Sherwood Eager. Isharia Beasley. Edlin Joy de la Cruz Macapili. Angelis Hummel. Susana Vega. Zachary Melton. Christian Mangrew. Thank you. The Master of Science in Urban Planning. Thank you. Stephanie Nicole Brennan. Annika Risser. Anna Schroth. Kirsten Sinelli. Thank you. Siavash Habibi. Mahin Manaz. Michael Anthony Garcia. Romina Isabel Marca Narvaez. Shashaok Mahrade. Athba Al-Radan. Michael Campbell. The Master of Landscape Architecture. Christian Aguiar Murrieta. Olivia Marshall Gillum. Jackson Els. Cynthia Ruelas. Raul Francisco Barreas. Daniel Austin Schwab. The Master of Science in Architecture. Montserrat Estrani Bovar. Rabea Tripti. The Master of Architecture. Nathan Basenti. Nicholas Montano. Thomas Benjamin Leitner. Meredith Jean Tribble. Julie Polovich. Laura Darby. Elena Aubrey. Jacqueline Marie Hogan. Francisco Fernandez. Kyle Fernity. Peter William Hall. Tom Lichty. Yusuf Sakar.
As we wait for all of our graduate students to return to their seats, let me just share a few of the experiences of our students with our guests this afternoon. As part of the Native Peoples Design Coalition, students collaborated with tribal nations, such as those in Tuba City, to address design challenges grounded in community engagement and indigenous cultural values. Through applied research, students developed smart tree watering innovations that conserve water, reduce costs, and expand cooling shade in Arizona's urban environments. Others investigated the evolution of historic landscapes and structures, exploring strategies for conserving our built heritage. These have all been amazing experiences for our graduate students and our undergraduate students. And while we're waiting for the students to return to their seats, perhaps we could just give another round of applause for all of those who received their master's degrees today. Are they all finally back? Are they back? No, not yet? Do we need to ad lib? Do we need to do some dancing up here? Here we come. All right. Now we can really fully say, on behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture and the University of Arizona, I congratulate you on your astounding achievement. Congratulations, class of 2025 master's degree recipients. And I should have asked you to please rise so you could face your families and friends so that they could all see you. If it's not too late, could we do that? Shed some light on our amazing graduates. Graduates, or shall I now say alumni of CAPLA and the University of Arizona, please be seated. So we now turn to our undergraduate students in the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Sustainable Built Environments, and Bachelor of Architecture programs. For our undergraduate speaker, please welcome Khadija Didan to the stage. Originally from Tucson, Khadija is graduating with a Bachelor of Architecture degree. And after graduation, she plans to travel and immerse herself in new cultures, landscapes, and architectural narratives. Sorry, I'm going to break up. She also hopes to attend graduate school to broaden her creative practice and draw inspiration from art, design, and lived environments. Most of all, she looks forward to continuing to learn, grow, paint, and read many, many books. Thank you, Khadija, for representing your fellow undergraduate students today.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we gather today to close one chapter and begin the next, I am deeply honored to be this year's undergraduate student commencement speaker. I want to begin by thanking the Dean, our Director Ryan Smith, and our amazing and supportive faculty, whose unwavering dedication has shaped not only our work, but the way we see the world. To my mother and father, who immigrated to the United States, leaving behind all that they knew, with nothing but the hope that one day I'd be able to stand here among you all, I owe this moment to you. That courage has been my inspiration since childhood and is what I carry with me today. And of course, my friends, peers, and newfound family, the class of 2025. Many of us began architecture hundreds, if not thousands of miles from home, naive, starry-eyed, and completely oblivious to what the next 5 years would entail. Not in studios, but on Zoom screens, we learned to draft, pin up, and critique each other's work from our bedroom floors and kitchen tables. We are the COVID cohort, not just because we started our journey in a pandemic, but because we learned to adapt and build a community of care and empathy without ever having met face to face. And somehow, because of that, we became one of the closest cohorts I have ever seen. For half a decade, we pushed our limits, experimented with our creativity, endured discomfort, and sacrificed our peace for productivity. We poured our hearts and souls into projects maybe only a few people would ever see, all while juggling 2, sometimes 3 jobs, being parents, or trying to simply carve a life outside the time loop CAPLA could sometimes be. But know this, you are seen. Your struggle, the sleepless nights, the days where you felt like giving up, that is what brought us here. That is what makes this moment everything. Through it all, we weren't just learning to become architects, we were learning to become resilient, resourceful, and to lean on one another. We became each other's safety nets, late-night therapists, and biggest supporters. Our shared experience is a unique one. We often joke that no other major can understand what it is like to be an architecture student. The time we've all shared together is entwined with not only an immense love and appreciation for each other and our newfound craft, but loss. Loss of our self-doubt, our inner critics, and our peer and friend Brian Brown, who we are all thinking of today. So let us not forget those that came before us, the designers, dreamers, and thinkers who refused to be confined by what architecture was and reimagined what it could be. Following in their footsteps, we can carry forward the new skills we have learned, our understanding of space, time, and composition, because architecture is more than just building. It's a practice of revealing what often goes unseen. And with the uncertainty of what is to come and the instability of the world we're about to step into, one that is challenged by a changing climate and stressed resources, amongst a multitude of other adversities, this is a reminder to stay grounded, to touch every building material we ever pass, and remember, as architects, we have the ability to make a difference, and that is a privilege we should never take for granted. As they say, we are the jack of all trades, but perhaps, one day, we could become the masters of something greater. For all that we endured, for all that we've built, and for all that we are still becoming, the world is waiting. Thank you, and congrats, class of 2025.
Thank you, Khadija, for your inspiring words. Very poetic. We look forward to seeing the incredible things that you will accomplish in your future. We will now celebrate graduates of the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Sustainable Built Environments, and Bachelor of Architecture programs. Undergraduate students, please rise, row by row, and exit down the aisle towards the front and walk along the west wall to exit Centennial Hall in order to then access the stage. Undergraduates, when your name is called, please walk to the stage and receive your alumni scroll and congratulations from the dean, your school director, and faculty program chair. You'll then move off stage to your right and have your photograph taken before rejoining your seat. Our thanks once again to Christopher Doman for introducing our graduates. And as a reminder to our audience, please do not come forward to photograph your students. We have photographers who are doing that for us. Please remember to hydrate, have a breath, relax, hug one another. And we look forward to our undergraduates, future alum, to join us on stage. We'll begin with the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture program.
Thank you. Wait 1 second. The Bachelor of Landscape Architecture. Lynn Denise Easton. Ava Bazaar. Arden Cherry. Kate O'Neill. Ana Maria Arose Pongratz. Joseph Graff. Kevin Gutierrez. Stephen Andreas Giraldo. Daniel Johnson. Michael Burke. Sabrina Romero Moreno. Thank you. Mason David Sweinhagen. Thank you. Francisco Javier Calles. The Bachelor of Science in Sustainable Built Environments. Thank you. Neil E. Thurston. Jillian Rao. Andrew Smith. Emmy Guerra. Chloe Weigland. Eric Talberg. Thank you. Dakota Troy. Claudia Galeada. Charlie Flesher. Landon Abramo. Manuel A. Barcelo. Alexander Ryan. Eric Bieber. Diego Para. Ulysses Acuna. Liam Anton. Ryan Henry Zecker. Flynn Pittman. Joshua Phillips. Santiago Canedo Arguelles. Thank you. Daniel Donahoe. Anthony Dow. Thank you. Holland Powers. Emmeline Cameron. Thank you. Maria Fernanda Mata Robles. The Bachelor of Architecture. Brian Brown. Jacob Woods. Xavier Bizon. Thank you. Anik Giselle Pouchette. Thank you. Flynn Charles Cook. Syed Hassan Hashem. Yeah. Louis J. Narcisi. Abdul Aziz Al Saif. Olivia Nelson. Riley Nicole Cost. Alexandra Terpilovskaya. Joshua Gonzalez. Thank you. Mo Sibai Franco. Alexio Mora. Pablo Miguel Cabanillas. Luis Fernando Morales. Janelle Hilton. Oh, thank you. Mimi McVeigh. Ernesto Apodaca Lopez. Christopher Andreas Aravalo. Connor Kivelin Gerspacher. Nathaniel Arlett Tatham. Joshua Garrett Stefan. Riley Johnson. Christian Sol Carabeo. Michael Fields. Arnold Reyes. Hamad Alajmi. Christian William McKay. Linnea Christina Hilger Skura. Alexis Michelle Moreno. Emma Suzanne Thompson. Sharifa Abdullah. Audrey Custer. Madeline Kwan Ducamos. Danielle Nichols. Caroline Burwell. Carolina Isabel Durazo. Konstantinos Phillips. Connor Joseph Worley. Cameron Scott Noble. David Reyes Hermosillo. Joshua William Russell. Emmy Waters Mude. Jordan Sunny West. Cassidy Cass Frost. Chloe Isabel Settergreen. Claudia Kelly. Rawan Mohammed Elenezi. Daniela Victoria Navarro. Graciela Reyes Camolent. Ashley Rose Hume. Abby Alexander. Nicholas Amparan. Colleen Barbanti. Chloe O'Hale. Jedediah Earl Perea. Emily Kalka. Suhaila Farag. Jake Garvin Adams. Damien Euclid Camille Narem Braley. Salvador Danielle Arellano. Thank you. Jelani Andreas Hampton. Thank you. Abdullah Laubad. Drew Jane Rodriguez. Nikita Rafikov. Yasmina Dashti. Fatima Alma Fauz. Mohammed Ahmad Asandi. Christine Ufandu. Naya Masalik. Trinity Showalter. Thank you. Berenice Ramos Pena. Thank you. Khadija Dyden. Jacqueline Maldonado. Ludvika Fiorella Curiel Vicania. Thank you. Nawaf Aldwani. Mireya Para. Mariana Andrea Rodriguez. Alondra Rodriguez.
Wow.
right? Amazing. Congratulations to all of the undergraduates. As a faculty member here at CAPLA, I've had the good fortune of teaching many of these students who are graduating this evening. It's been such an honor and pleasure, privilege. You may recall from the dean's speech that at CAPLA, we're building a better world. Some of our undergraduate students earned prestigious recognitions, including being the grand winners of the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon, an international competition celebrating innovative, high-performance, energy-efficient design. We're so proud of their accomplishments, and thank you to the faculty who have led those initiatives. Our students have participated in interdisciplinary teams that won the Bank of America Low Income Housing Challenge, demonstrating a commitment to affordable, equitable housing solutions that respond to real community needs. Again, congratulations to the students who contributed to that interdisciplinary achievement and the interdisciplinary faculty. Other students designed and built a prototype for a micro-shelter for unhoused populations, translating compassion into action through design that centers dignity, resilience, and impact. We're so proud of their accomplishments and their collaborations. Our students have also traveled and studied abroad. They've gone to Paris, gaining firsthand understanding of complex histories informing the design of objects, public spaces, and cities. And they've traveled to Germany, gaining global perspectives on smart future cities, policymaking, and sustainable development. Our students have also traveled with faculty to New York, to the borderlands, to Los Angeles, Portland, and Seattle, and many, many other locations, giving us opportunities to really interact with and mentor and get to know and support these students. We've built such strong bonds with all of them. Have all of the undergraduate students now returned to the hall? Yes? Very well then. Undergraduate students, please rise, if you will, and face the audience. Face your families, friends, and loved ones. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture and the University of Arizona, I congratulate you on your outstanding achievement. You may now transfer your tassels. Wait, you did that last night. But if you didn't, you can do it again, right? You can now transfer your tassels from the right to the left side of your mortarboards. I give you the bachelor's class of 2025. You may now be seated. And please welcome back to the podium Dean Nancy Pollock-Elwand for closing remarks.
Thank you, Beth. Actually, I was noticing that the tassels were on the wrong side, so I'm glad you corrected that. But CAPLA graduates, we look forward to following your journey from here. Wherever your careers may take you, we also look forward to your participation in what we call the alumni family. And I look to Diane, I think a great example of how to be alumni with CAPLA, to return, tell us about your successes, because, you know, we're your main cheerleaders, well, beyond your parents, but we really want to stay in touch. So I've got a number of people that I would like to thank you before we close. So our keynote speaker, Diane Jacobs. Thank you, Diane. Master of Ceremonies, Beth. Beth, thank you very much. And I also might add, taking the position of Acting Associate Dean of Student Affairs through this. So I know a lot of you had contact with Beth through this period, so thank you for that service as well, Beth. The School of Architecture Director, Ryan Smith. School of Landscape Architecture and Planning Director, Laurie McMillan Johnson. Professor of Landscape Architecture, Margaret Livingston. Assistant Professor of Real Estate Development and Planning, Daniel Kuhlman. Associate Professor of Urban Planning, Arlie Atkins. Associate Professor of Architecture, Althoff Engineer. Associate Professor of Architecture, Christopher Drumble. Associate Professor of Architecture, Claire Robinson. Associate Professor of Planning, Philip Stoker. Associate Professor of Landscape Architecture, Kirk Diamond. And our amazing name reader, Associate Professor of Architecture, Christopher Doman. I'll tell you that Christopher had the hardest job on this stage today, so thank you, Christopher, for that. And also to the other CAPLA faculty who have joined us on stage, thank you very much. This means a lot, I know, to the students and the parents to have you present here, so thank you for that. Now, please also join me in thanking the college staff who put this wonderful event together. There are so many of them, and here they are. Jeff Javier. Just so you know, Jeff is the one who organizes the convocation, so I think we should have a very big hand for Jeff. But of course, Jeff doesn't do this alone. Nalia Gonzalez, Elaine Godoy, Alex Letchfield, Janet McFadden, Alessandra Lizotte, who just joined us this week, and she's already there helping us, Esmeralda Carrasco, Carmen Robles, Danielle Dubois, Daniel Orozco, Jeff Guba, Julie Reed, who a lot of you know because she serves as your advisor, and also Jacob Clem. Gretchen Lohr, also as graduate coordinator. Jimmy Simpson, who's newer, and thank you for that. But also, I know that we've noted the student ambassadors, but really, again, they're extraordinary. They're at all the events. They're there, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed students that are there in front of the community doing so much work. And I want to thank you sincerely, student ambassadors. And then thank you, of course, to the Centennial Hall staff that are here, the photographers from the University of Arizona Biocommunications, the University of Arizona IT, and the Disability Research Center for making our event possible. So finally, let's have one more round of applause and a lot of noise for our graduates. Now, we're going to recess out here. I just want to give you a few directions here. So please remain seated as the faculty and the graduated students recess out of the auditorium. Once you get to the lobby, can you please continue because you'll be able to meet your students out there. So with that, thank you very much. Congratulations again, class of 2025.